this summer, and there's still more than 3 weeks to go. Our football correspondent Rob Dorset, reporter Dharmesh here to dissect and discuss the day's top stories. Alexander Isak's future is far more uncertain, and Eddie Howe has banished the player from training with the first team at Newcastle, and also the club barbecue. So how does this one play out? Well, our reporter Keith Downey has the latest.
Tonight's meeting between Eddie Howe and Alexander Isak, for the first time since both men returned from their pre-season training camps, will be crucial to that. Without doubt, Eddie Howe is disappointed with the conduct of his star striker, travelling to Spain on his own individual training camp instead of being with the rest of the squad on their tour of Asia. And the fact that Eddie Howe found that out through the media, I think, is the most galling thing of all. Howe's response was today to tell Isak to turn up to report at 4 o'clock for a meeting and for his own individual training and recuperation, while the rest of the squad throughout the day had their families in for a team bonding session. So it was interesting to see Isak arrive today at 4 o'clock just as the rest of the players were leaving. Isak, the only player uninvited. But where does it leave the Isak situation? Well, we've been telling you all along that Newcastle will not allow him to leave without a replacement. Benjamin Sesko was supposed to be that man. It looks as though he's headed for Manchester United. So I can foresee a situation where Alexander Isak starts the season in the black and white of Newcastle unless they have another potential striker signing up their sleeve.
Keith Downey there. Right, Rob, why don't they just cash in now and get someone else?
What, cash in on Isak?
Yeah.
Because they don't want him to go.
But he's really unhappy.
He is at the moment.
He's not even allowed to go to the barbecue.
Yeah, I quite fancy going to Newcastle's family barbecue. It sounds like it was probably quite a good day. Listen, I totally get what you're saying, but it's not that simple, is it? You have to look at the fact that Alexander Isak has ingrained himself into that Newcastle squad. He is fundamental to it now. He's their most important player. Newcastle don't want to throw that away and try and start again and try and integrate a new striker. But I think you have to ask, with all the number of strikers that have moved this summer, how many are left for Newcastle to go for? Certainly nobody of Alexander Isak's quality. And so from their perspective, as hard as it may be to reintegrate him, if he's really disappointed and has his heart set on moving to Liverpool, if he's causing problems within the squad, which we don't know that he is, we just know that he's training separately from that, and clearly Eddie Howe has been upset with the way he's conducted himself. I mean, this is Alexander Isak arriving at training today again, training on his own at 4 o'clock. He arrived as the rest of the players were leaving.
That's got to hurt, hasn't it?
It's got to hurt, and it's going to be difficult to reintegrate it. But, you know, which strikers are potentially available? Nicholas Jackson is available at Chelsea, we expect.
For shed loads of money.
£80 million doesn't sound good value to me. I can't believe that Chelsea would expect that as a fee for Nicholas Jackson going forward. Now they've got João Pedro in, now they've got Liam Delap in. I think they would be a bit more realistic than that, if I'm honest with you. But look, that's what we're being told that they want for him. And I can't see Newcastle paying £80 million for Nicholas Jackson, getting 120 for Alexander Isak and saying, hey, we've got a good deal there. So it's not easy for Newcastle. Look at the players they've missed out on this season. In the attacking departments, they like Liam Delap. He went to Chelsea for £30 million, an absolute snip. João Pedro, they were negotiating seriously for him with Brighton. He went to Chelsea as well.
And what a start he's made there.
Absolutely. Hugo Ekitike went to Liverpool. He was very much on Newcastle's radar. Mateus Cunha and Brian Mbeumo both went to Manchester United. Newcastle wanted them as well. And now it looks like they're going to miss out on Sesko. I think that just shows how difficult a job it is. If you're Newcastle with Champions League football and Eddie Howe at the helm, having finished fifth on the up, and you can't attract these players because they want to go elsewhere, then I've got huge sympathy for Newcastle because it's a difficult market for them.
Manchester United fans, brace yourselves, because behind the scenes at Old Trafford, chaos is quietly brewing. Alejandro Garnacho, once hailed as the future of United, is now on the brink of walking away. Sources close to the dressing room reveal the young Argentine is frustrated, sidelined by new boss Ruben Amorim and watching from the bench as his future slips away. Chelsea came knocking, but even they hesitated at United's £50 million demand. The once celebrated prodigy now faces a career-defining decision. And it doesn't stop there. Marcus Rashford, the face of the club, is gone, shipped to Barcelona on loan with an option to buy. Yes, You read that right. The man who once carried the badge now belongs to La Liga. Meanwhile, United's midfield dilemma is spiraling. Carlos Baleba, Amorim's dream signing, is locked behind Brighton's high walls. The 21-year-old is seen as a future cornerstone, but prizing him away is proving nearly impossible unless more players are sold. But who? Antony? Sancho? Malaysia? They're all reportedly on the chopping block. The infamous bomb squad. Amorim is rebuilding, no doubt. But at what cost? Even fan favourite Harry Maguire, once destined to leave, is now staying by default. In a shock twist, Sporting Lisbon captain Morten Hjulmand is now back in play. Juventus backed out. United may finally get their man. One thing's clear, Ruben Amorim isn't here to patch holes. He's tearing down walls and rewriting the story. But with time ticking and drama rising, this summer could make or break the Red Devils. Will United rise again, or collapse under the weight of their own ambition? Stay tuned, this story is far from over.